Good afternoon. Seen a lot of you guys lately. Um, Short night. Kind of had to, so to speak, flush that one pretty quickly and move on. I thought there were a lot of positives in the first half of the ball game last night. We're getting better. That is everything that is a Final Four team and possibly a national championship team. They have gotten better. That is a better basketball team than we played a month ago. And I think it's all about matchups in the tournament, but they're a team that has a lot of positive. And I thought we fought. I thought we were extremely good on the offensive end in terms of getting what we wanted to get. I thought we were able to manage LeBron. And my worst nightmare happened. I knew they would start their seniors and have him pick up a foul against those guys was one of my biggest concerns. I almost didn't start him, seriously didn't start him because of that. And but we managed that. We were able to get him in and out of the game a couple times and be productive without picking up the third. And then it was, I think one of the really frustrating things was our missed layups. I think we were 6 of 22 or 23 on layups. The really positive side to that is we got 23 of them. The obvious downside is we missed 17 of them. Part of that is Jaren Jackson, well over 100 blocks now, I think, on the season. That's an elite player and protects the rim and intimidates and so on. But second half got away with us, got away from us a little bit, mainly due to our bad offense. I thought we still fought defensively. We took them out of it. We eliminated them in transition. We kept them for the most part off the glass. But to beat a team like that, especially on their senior night, and the Final Four team, you've got to perform well offensively. In the second half, we didn't do that. So on to Purdue, and we'll see a different challenge there. I think they're the nation's top three-point field goal shooting team. They're very, very efficient. They get a lot of their baskets off assist. And Haas is something that is very unique to college basketball, or Haas, excuse me, in that he's so massive. He's very efficient in the paint. He's going to score his points. He's going to score some. There's no doubt. And yet, the more I've dove into film with them last night on the plane and after the game and this morning, Carson Edwards is really good. He's a tremendous point guard. He scores it with ease, and we've got to be very, very solid on him. And then Matthias is a guy that's probably one of the elite catch and shoot guys in this league.
Yes, with 2 7-footers and maybe Haas in particular, it is, that perimeter defense have to be your best defense type of thing, just because if he gets the ball and he's established, that's almost a guarantee.
Yeah, he's done it all year against everybody. And I think you pick your poison against them. It's what makes them so efficient offensively, is you're going to determine whether you're going to give them threes, which means you double or run somebody at him, or let him play one-on-one in the post. And I think that that's something we're still going to figure out and look at a little bit today. But as always with us, our perimeter defense has to be our best post defense in terms of the catches have to be extended. We have to be able to get him off the block. We're sure not going to win a wrestling match with him, that's for sure.
Well, you were pretty animated in some of the timeouts last night. Do you see the guys respond to that? And how do you judge if they are responding?
Well, how they go back out and play. I'm. If you followed anything I did the first 4 years, I'm not always that way. Very seldom, to be very honest. It's fighting for our culture, and I'm going to fight for them. And to be in a one-possession game and on the road against the best team in our conference, and to play, for me it was about doing the right things. It's about playing it with the right way, and I think we had 10 assists the first half, maybe something on 11 baskets, or real close to that. I'm a little off there, and then to come out the second half and just not play with that selfless mindset. To me, that's everything I want it to be. And I'll be honest. I thoroughly enjoyed standing there watching Michigan State seniors come off the floor. Thoroughly enjoyed that. Made the hair on the back of my neck stand up. That's what it's about. There is no greater, in my opinion, that's why I wanted to shake his hand, there's no greater college experience than what Tum Tum's gone through. And he plays 8 minutes a game. He's the leader of their team. He's been there for 4 years. And to walk off to the adulation of 15,000 and whatever their crowd was, that's what it's about. That's the college experience. And that's when you're so committed and so dedicated to your program that you kiss the floor and you've got tears running down your cheek, and you look over and you see your head coach doing the same thing. That's the commitment. That's the excellence. That's why I coach the way I coach, because I'm fighting for that every single day. I want every single one of our players to experience that moment on senior night when they can walk off the court and have the excellence of a program like that. That's all I'm fighting for.
Talk about Mark Allsork and what he's been able to do for you guys this last stretch in conference play. Just how have you seen his offensive game develop throughout the season?
I think he's gotten better in his decision making. I think that I think he's continued to grow defensively. I mean, we need his effort. We need his athleticism and his size and length. And every night out, it's almost on everybody's point guard. Trying to bother, trying to harass. That takes tremendous energy. I think he's figured out that getting to the rim is pretty challenging at this level. So he's had to pick his spots, and he's had to continue to grow. At that end of the game, it's not as there's not as many opportunities as maybe he had in the past. But he's a willing passer, and he's a guy that has the ability to make guys better because he can pass. We put him in a lot of those situations where he is the passer, to be quite honest.
Was the fact that Mike was able to travel to Michigan State a step forward in his recovery from that concussion, or where's he at?
Well, I haven't talked to Paul yet. I'll talk to Paul as we progress into practice to see what his response was. He had, and I don't want to stand up here and be a medical expert. I'm far from that. But he passed some sort of baseline, or got close to his baseline on whatever that is on the concussion protocol. And then he has to do a certain amount of workouts without any repercussions, I guess. So we'll see how that goes. He went through shoot around yesterday in the morning. So we'll see how that works.
I mean, that's the first real injury you've had to deal with, at least on a case where a guy misses multiple games this year. What has his absence maybe meant to the team? How has it affected what you've wanted to do?
Well, we schemed a lot for Mike. Mike creates space, and Then the other thing is Mike's our most vocal guy. You know, we miss him defensively a lot. He talks. He's been through it, so he's got IQ and feel of and understanding of what's going on. He's very good at understanding a scouting report. So he communicates things. We've missed that. And, and then the offensive end, I think every other coach in this league would probably tell you that they're going to account for him being on the floor, knowing that he can make a jump shot and create space. And, we've kind of flipped roles a little bit, put LaRon in that situation a little more, and LaRon's, proven a pretty reliable three-point shooter as well.
Coach, Trent had 4 assists in the first half, driving kick threes, also hit cutters. Is that stretch as well as he's seen the floor maybe all year?
Yeah, and he probably had 7 or 8 if we could have finished layups or more at the rim. Trent's decision making has been off the chart. I'm so proud of his growth in that area, and he gets too much hype probably for his ability to take over little segments of the game, and that's impressive in all its own. But over the course of the 40 minutes, the decision making he's grown to have is something that's I'm really excited about, because he made some great passes to Greg and LaRon. His kicks to the perimeter were wide open. We talked at length about their shot blocking ability, getting the ball to the paint, knowing that you had to make the kicks probably out to the perimeter. That's following scouting report, and Trent has been, man, I'm really pleased with that. I'm really, really pleased with that.
How do you feel like Greg's been doing trying to help compensate for Michael's absence these last couple games?
He's doing fine. I think every night that Greg goes out and he's got a he's got a battle size. He's got a battle girth. Nick Ward's got 50 pounds on him, 40 pounds on him, and then it was Schilling, and then it was somebody else, and he fights, he competes. As he continues to develop in terms of understanding of the game and positioning and so on, he's got a chance to be an elite defender. I love his speed. He's great in ball screen coverages. He does a great job of rim running. We got to get him finishing better. But that's all growth. And I've been really pleased. I mean, you're throwing a freshman out there and saying, go battle against some of the best players in America, and he's doing that.
And then he had a couple post-ups last night, took some shots. Is that a good sign to see out of him?
Yes. We're trying to get him to have confidence in it. It's different for him because he doesn't see the size we face in practice. So he's very good in practice. He's very, very good and comfortable in practice. Now we get in games and he sees legit size, and it's a little different for him. So it's like I said, it's a learning experience. It's a growing thing. I mean, we can give them hand paddles and everything else, and they face. But until you feel somebody leaning on you that has size or length, like Jaren Jackson does, it's completely different. So, but yeah, I was pleased to see him shoot the ball.
Brad, on that same note, is that similar to what's going on with the missed layups, where maybe are guys finishing in practice and then game situations not because of how the shots are challenged, or it's just not executing when the lights are on? Can you explain it?
No. I mean, it's something we chart, we study a lot. I've been very involved in trying to, at the high major level, there's so many close games for the most part. They're 2 possessions, 3 possessions or less. And we averaged 8 last year, okay? And all our goal was try to get it to 5. I don't know if it's athleticism. I don't know if it's length. I don't know if it's lack of athleticism. Trent missed a first cutter layup last night with nobody around him. We miss a dunk. Those are things that you can't do. I mean, a layup is the easiest shot in basketball. And yes, some of them are challenged, but again, you're playing high-level basketball, and good teams are going to challenge shots, and we practice them at length. That's one of the first things I've talked about: threes, layups, and free throws. So we practice all of those things a lot, and maybe it is different. Seeing 6'9", 270 in there instead of 6'10", 210. Maybe it's I don't know, but it's not just been one person; it's been multiple guys. So, and it's been a problem all year, and it's something we continue to work at every day.
Coach, just looking at LeBron's production, 3 straight 20-point games. How hard is it to remain that consistent when everyone knows he's at the top of the scouting report?
Tribute to him. I mean, he's making hard shots, and he did it against pros last night, and I think it's a great sign that our guys are giving him the ball where they're giving it to him, and he's playing that way. But the thing I'm most excited about for LeBron is the expansion of his game. Now he's becoming a really hard guard. Now he's becoming that guy who I can scheme around and put him out there and be able to make a three and bring him off the two-man game on the pinch post and have him drive and be able to get to the rim because his ball handling's improved. And he can do it going right or left. That's exciting for me. And he's playing as well, and he's efficient. He's a great hard shot maker. I keep saying that. And to his credit, he's putting in the time, and he's seeing the rewards for that.
Clearly, the matchup was tough for Mark Smith to replicate his production against Nebraska. He looked really comfortable pushing the ball and attacking the rim, but not a ton to show for it on the stat sheet. How did you kind of evaluate his performance?
Well, he was really good in the first half. I thought the first half he was he was dialed in. He was good. He was aggressive. He made a great move to get a layup, and then didn't make the layup. We talked about staff meeting this morning. We got to try to get him a couple jump shots, a couple looks, and we ran a set last night that he broke off and went the other way, trying to get him a shot and trying to get him going, but yeah, I thought he played well, and for the most part he was really good defensively the first half, and that really excites me to see that improvement on that end of the court.
LeBron was more of a loose cannon last year. It seemed like at some points he'd take more threes. He's cut down on that this year. Was that a conversation that you guys had with him, or how'd you help his decision making when he takes shots?
Well, I just told him we were going to try to put him in positions where he could be successful. That's all I believe in offensively. Is let's take his strengths, and then let's develop them. And LeBron, 12 feet and in, is a really hard guard. He's difficult. And yeah, he could shoot a three, but let's ease into that. Let's don't be that guy, that's just out there turning him loose and not play to your strength in the best part of your game. And we've had a lot of talks about getting him opportunities where he can be successful, and we've played him a lot in the pinch post in our spread because he's a very good 15-foot jump shooter, and teams have to respect what he does. And so it helps and opens our cutters, and we're getting better at the cutters. And, as we continue to grow in that, his productivity is going to continue to go, through the roof. So, then when teams help off him, we can step him out now, and we're popping to a three-pointer and doing some of those things. And we're picking popping with him. We're not always rolling him. So we've been able to develop and grow that part of his game as the season's gone on.